What's happening, people? This is my guide to Las Vegas. The bright lights, the empty wallets, and the questionable, stupid decisions that you're inevitably going to make. Anyway, listen, first thing you'll notice about Vegas is how close the airport is to the Strip. Seriously, as you're coming into land, you can practically see people actually crying into the wallets from the plane window. Do you know what I mean? 1 minute you're flying over the desert, 10 minutes later you're stood on the Strip next to a guy dressed as Spider-Man asking strangers if they want a photo, but they're going to cost you $25. Vegas moves fast. Speaking of the airport, it's a bit crap, I'm not going to lie. After landing, we joined the immigration queue and we waited and waited and waited. 2 hours later, we were finally allowed into America. Those TSA agents, they treat everyone like you're already on a watch list, I'm not going to lie. Never seen so much questioning, do you know what I mean? At one point, I swear, I saw a guy getting waterboarded because his passport had less than a year left on it. Obviously, I'm kidding, but the guy's like, where are you staying? Why are you in America? I'm like, Caesar's Palace, mate. He's like, why are you staying at Caesar's Palace? I'm like, I've made terrible financial decisions, just let me in. Anyway, eventually you'll escape immigration and get out into that Nevada sunshine, but it feels a little bit like witness protection, do you know what I mean? Anyway, get yourself an Uber. The airport, like I said, it's close to the Strip, usually takes 10-15 minutes, and what a journey it is. Listen, that first ride into Vegas is genuinely special. Those giant hotels, the neon lights, the sheer madness of it all. You look out the window and you think, this is mental. You just try not to look at the guy arguing with a traffic cone and all the fentanyl heads screaming at the sky, do you know what I mean? But I guess every city's got its characters and Vegas just gives them better lighting. Anyway, quick tip, walking the Strip, rookie mistake. Every first time visitor goes to Vegas and goes, look across the road, see another hotel, you think, let's just walk there. Absolutely not. It might look like a 5-minute stroll, but it's actually a full-on like endurance event. 3 hours later, you're still walking. None of the escalators work. It's 600 degrees in the shade, and you just paid $19 for a bottle of water. But listen, you and your mates are now rationing water like you're the rugby team from Alive, 1 sip each. But look, everything looks close. Nothing actually is. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, look, there's something for everyone in Vegas. World-class shows, comedy acts, concerts, you know, it's brilliant. You want to go sightseeing, Bellagio fountains are incredible. Venetian's beautiful. The Sphere looks like something Elon Musk built after getting baked on Joe Rogan. You want to go shopping, they've got it everywhere. Just make sure you bring a second mortgage. Get yourself down to Fremont Street. Most visitors spend their time on the Strip, and Fremont deserves its place on your itinerary, trust me. Imagine someone took Vegas, shrunk it down, turned the weirdness up to 11, and cover the ceiling in a giant screen. Do you know what I mean? You got street performers, live music, zip lines, people dressed as characters that they definitely aren't licensed. It's chaotic, it's loud, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? It's old school Vegas. Speaking of food and stuff, it's got some incredible food. Unfortunately, everything costs a little bit more than it should. You know what I mean? A burger now is the same price as a holiday to Skegness, and a couple of beers will definitely wipe out your afternoon gambling budget. But look, it's Vegas, isn't it? And speaking of gambling, you used to get free beers when you were gambling, but listen, now it's a myth. Free drinks, they do still come, but look, back in the day you put 20 quid into a slot machine and spend the evening happily collecting complimentary beers, but not anymore. The cocktail servers seem to know how much you've spent exactly. Lose enough money, they'll bring you a beer, but listen, try stretching $20 across 3 hours and suddenly you're a ghost, you know what I mean? But listen, how much money to bring to Vegas? The answer is whatever number you've got in your head, double it, then add a bit more. It's the only place I've visited where buying 2 beers and a burger left me seriously considering a Klarna account, do you know what I mean? Anyway, listen, it's loud, it's excessive, it's expensive, but you got to experience it just once. Just wear some comfortable shoes, bring more money than you want, and then go and enjoy the ride, because it's Vegas, baby. And what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, apart from the debt. See you later.